Sometimes we forget why we're here. It's easy to fall off track. These help us remember.
These battle scars don't look like they're faded, don't look like they're ever gone away. They ain't never gonna change. These battles.
Growing up, I had a dream, something no one else could see. Tell me what it means when your faith is falling beneath your knees and you can't breathe. Everything you see reminds you of what you're not or something you won't be. You gotta take what you're given, that's how we live it. Don't be mad at the system, it's simply how we've existed. I hear a lot of people talking like they politicians and choose to be an accountant because it's safe in a business. Not because they wanna do it, just because they heard it pays. And who the fuck wants to be poor knowing that's how we've been raised? Society is getting heavy, I can feel the weight. The pressure of success is like 100 million pounds of shame. And that's the reason I'm staying up late, trying to find a way to escape the stereotypes this day and age is making me feel like the only way I'll be happy is getting signed to a label and making money through rapping. I wanna share my emotion because this world is attacking the very principle of life that lets the people be happy. If you don't have a reason to breathe, why even live? These battle scars are impressions of everything that it is.
Scars don't look like they're faded, don't look like they're ever gone away. They ain't never gonna change. These battle scars don't look like they're faded, don't look like they're ever gone away. They ain't never gonna change. These battles.
Now if I had a voice that reached 100 million people, I'd tell them there's a reason that we're all created equal. Cause some decide to be great and some decide a sequel to an average person's life is simply what they want to be. So you make your decision, all I know is what I'm given. Won't define the life I lead or the way I dwell in existence. I've seen a greater image on the walls of where I'm living, and the words twisted and scripted remind me of something written. Faith is a gift that is given down to the people. If one believes it, one receives it. It's given if it is needed. Don't ever think you're trapped in a life that you never wanted. Your options are infinite, that's some mathematical logic. I'm not saying I'm a prophet, I'm speaking for what it's worth. These lyrics define my prayers and these battle scars on my church. Not saying I'm a prophet, I'm speaking for what it's worth. These lyrics define my prayers, these battle scars on my church.
Scars don't look like they're faded, don't look like they're ever gone away. They ain't never gonna change. These battle scars don't look like they're faded, don't look like they're ever gone away. They ain't never gonna change. These battles.
Oh, okay. I was making sure it was coming on. Well, hello, everyone. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. I've got my mic here a little bit. I think I'm going to try to move. See, what I need to do is move this comment screen so it hides the microphone. See, because I like having the microphone closer. I think the sound quality is better. Before we get started on the YouTube stuff, I need to address, there's always this weird back and forth as I am she who cannot be named over at a certain blog ran by George Phillies, which blog I'm not going to mention because I'm not going to give that trash publication any credence. But he had this post where he said, and without saying my name, he said my name. He referred to me in a way that everyone would know who he was talking to, that I said he was starting a new national party with Stuart Flood. I never said any such thing. Never said any such thing. George Phillies has never left the Libertarian Party. I do not think he will ever leave the Libertarian Party. So now that we got that straight, what I did say, and it turns out I was mistaken on this, and I'm the first to admit when I'm mistaken, is I misunderstood Stuart Flood to say he was starting a new national party. Stuart has since clarified that he is starting a new party, but it is South Carolina only, though he is open to other people taking it nationally with his new South Carolina group being part of a new national movement. So that is a correction I do need to offer, but I never said George Phillies was joining him on it. I said George Phillies published articles on it, but now that we got that straight, the little spy who watches my videos and goes and tattles on me, maybe you'll run along, pitter-patter, let's get at her, and correct the record. Be a dear and do that, will you? All right, let's get to the YouTube stuff. Boy, this has been an exciting couple weeks. I did that one just kind of off the cuff, like a sleeve cuff. Video, little jokey video about Blair White's comment about taking back colored hair. That video has like 55,000 views. My average view count is like a couple hundred, maybe between 100 and 200. I'm a very niche channel, but boy, that blew up and I got like 370 subscribers. So if you're a new subscriber, welcome. I know there's quite a few of you, and also those of you who have watched my Matt Walsh shorts, you might be more of a conservative bent. You're going to hear things that you're going to think I'm going to say one thing, and then I'm going to say something different because you're just not used to a libertarian point of view. But I hope you stick around. So if you are just checking this out from one of those shows or for any other reason, please do subscribe. I would truly appreciate it, and didn't mean to turn that off, meant to turn that off. You can follow me on Twitter. My username is Karen Ann Harlos, and that is Karen, not Karen, like some of you were putting in comments in that Blair White video. It's Caryn, which doubly makes me a Karen in camouflage. And last but certainly not least, you can support me on Patreon at patreon.com/Pink Flame of Liberty, or you can use my Amazon links below, super chats, super thanks, all of that stuff. Now let's get into the main video. Some of my regular listeners who don't watch a lot of content outside of their direct political sphere, you're probably aware of Blair White, but you might not be aware of some of the other transgender commenters that are pretty big on this platform. And another one is Marcus. Marcus was born biological female, lives his life as a male. I can't say his channel name because he got banned for his channel name. Barely got his channel back, but you can just look up Marcus, and the initials of his channel, that's all I'm going to give, is, well, actually, I'll give you the first word, and you can guess the second one by the first letter. He's called The Offensive T, and just fill in T yourself. And yeah, so check out Marcus. His channel is great. He's very level-headed, and normally I don't disagree with Marcus, but I'm going to be disagreeing with Marcus today. So I have a few clips lined up and some screenshots to call out somebody who I gave a lot of warning that they should have deleted this dumb Twitter post. And they didn't, so it's going to be fodder for the show. I was just waiting for the opportunity to use it. So, again, since I introduced Marcus, let's take a listen to his clips and do commentary as I do. And again, there's only 4 clips and then some screenshots I want to show you. So here is the first clip from Marcus.
Remember when Elon Musk bought Twitter because, freedom? Elon is now pretending that...
Okay, I have to stop here. This guy on the screen, and we're going to start this clip over, isn't Marcus. I should have said this at the beginning. Marcus is reacting to some TikToks. So this is a TikTok that Marcus played that he's reacting to. And how do you like the shirt that Maj Touré gave me? Love it, love it. So this first guy is not Marcus. Marcus is going to be reacting to this. So let's start this clip from the beginning now that I explained that. Sorry that wasn't clear from the beginning.
Remember when Elon Musk bought Twitter because, freedom? Elon is now pretending that cisgender is a slur and banning it on the platform.
I love it. I think it's great news. It's not Elon making up that cis is being used as a slur. So what a lot of people don't understand, and I'll probably say this multiple times in this video, is the word cis by itself is not a slur, but it's being used as a slur.
Okay. Marcus, is going to explain this a bit more. But remember, he started off with saying he loved it. And the thing that he loved was Elon banning or claiming that the word cis is a slur. Now, I happen to agree that cis is being used as a slur. Where I disagree is that it should be banned. I thought the whole idea here is that we didn't want these authoritarians coming in and telling us what words are slurs, which ones aren't, what we can use and what we can't use. Now, over time, there comes to be words which are generally accepted by nearly everybody as slurs, such as the N-word. We are not at that now, where if you misgender somebody, it's some kind of huge crime, or if you use the word cis. Now, I happen to find that extraordinarily offensive, but I don't want it banned because I realize that this is a cycle, that once you start saying it's okay to ban things that you don't like, well, the minute someone else is in power that has a different point of view than you, then it's okay to ban things that you might not have an issue with, that you may in fact say, but that they don't like. It is a dangerous precedent. You cannot be motivated by revenge. You have to be consistent. So let's go to the next clip. I need to get my little stream deck going here. So next scene. I thought I had next scene queued up. Didn't I add next PDF? Yes, here we go. Haha, real YouTuber.
I think the reason why he's banning the word cis is because he wants to stop this madness in our culture. He wants to stop the spread of radical gender ideology. And maybe that is censorship. I don't really care. I think that Elon would much rather look like a hypocrite than to not use his power for something good.
Well, you know, the last Twitter overlords thought they were using their power for good. Here's the reality. People on different points of view think they're right, and they think they are doing things for good. And that's why you have to let the unfettered free speech, because otherwise someone who has more power than you is going to be deciding what is good rather than just letting the conversation conversation take place. Yes, it is censorship, Marcus. And no, it's not good. You did not like it when it was used against you for allegedly, perhaps, I can't remember if Marcus was accused of this specifically, but other people were, dead naming or misgendering or going against the radical gender ideology. So you should not be cheering when the authoritarian boot is on the other foot, because the wheel turns and it will end up on the other foot again. Consistency and integrity is the only ground you can stand on. I understand the lust for revenge, but it is not productive and it will come to bite you in the rear end. There was a question in chat from John M. saying, I don't know if he would do it, but would you be open to having a discussion with Aaron McIntyre? I will always be completely honest with you, my listeners. I don't know who that is. Give me some more information in chat, or you can email me at pinkflameofliberty@gmail.com and I'll take a look at it. I'm not the type of person who takes all comers. Not typically an interview or multi-person discussion channel. I'm more of a commentary channel, but I'm certainly open to considering it. I hope that's a good enough answer. Send me info. I would like to know who this person is, because if you're bringing them up, it's obviously somebody I should be aware of, but I'm not, to be just perfectly honest. Next clip.
2 months ago, you took away the policy that prohibited users from misgendering and dead naming trans people. An actual harmful thing.
No, it's not.
No.
Oh, no, it's not.
Oh, Marcus is so adorable. He's right. No, it's not. It's not an actual harmful thing. Your mother was right about sticks and stones and all of that. And it's funny though, Marcus, though. And I mean this in love because I do adore Marcus. You're doing the same thing in reverse because you have the power now. That is exactly the problem. You didn't like being censored. You shouldn't want your opponents to be censored. If your ideas are the correct ones, they will win in a rational debate. Censoring the word cis is so counterproductive, I just can't even say.
You're not really harassing people because you misgender them or dead naming them. It's not a real thing. But we do see a rise in aggressive trans activists really hating on cis people, meaning the majority of all people, and Elon wants to stop that.
See, you can't stop. It's not harassment, for one thing. People saying things you don't like and talking about the issues of the day are not harassment. But here, Marcus, is just where you are dead wrong. We're going to go back to my main screen so I can get comments up, but I want to show you guys some screenshots. But let's go back to this screen, and it's the magic of Ecamm. So, no, it's not harassment, but you're wrong. Basically, Marcus's point was there was a real problem with radical gender ideologues silencing people or bullying people who disagreed. And I agree. It was a real problem, but it's a problem for the community to handle, not the overlord censors. But here's where I disagree with Marcus. There is a problem in the other direction. Those of you who watch me and those of you who have watched my last few videos, no, I'm not a radical gender ideologue. Pink hair notwithstanding, you might have made a rash judgment by my appearance, but I'm not. I'm not a barking moonbat progressive. I might be a barking moonbat libertarian, but I'm not a progressive. I'm not a radical gender ideologue. But I do get judged on first impressions a lot of times simply because of the color of my hair. And being in the position of getting those kinds of judgments, do I get dehumanized and bullied? I most certainly do. So for you to claim, Marcus, that there isn't a problem in the other direction simply is disingenuous. And I'm not saying you're doing it on purpose. You might not realize it. But I'm going to show you guys a couple screenshots that happened to me because someone made an assumption on me just based upon my avatar. And I can imagine if I was who they thought I was, this is not the way to treat people. I don't think it should be censored, but I do think it's a good example of how this goes both ways. The people who agree with you, Marcus, the people who agree with me, we're not all innocent little lambs. We act like complete assholes sometimes. And I am going to show you an example. And I'm going to shame this guy who was given the opportunity. He's allegedly a fellow libertarian, has Tom Woods in his profile picture, doesn't realize that I'm good friends with Tom Woods. The assumptions he jumped to merely from my avatar and how he treated me merely by looking at my picture. You cannot say that this problem, quote unquote, doesn't go both ways. So let me bring up these screenshots and I will set it up. But first, I want to take down the second one. I just want to show you the first one first. So let's move this to the middle. So I want to let you know a little bit of a backstory. Here's a post from someone named Grant Cardone. If you don't know who Grant Cardone is, he's a Scientologist shill. I know quite a bit about Scientology. I had a discussion when I was speaking with Jay Warren. We got into, oh, was it Jay? No, it was Fabian Liberty. It wasn't Jay. Or was it Jay? Oh my God, I'm forgetting all my interviews. In a recent interview, I think, no, it was Fabian Liberty, I think. Anyway, it came out, like, I watch a lot of Scientology channels. I'm very interested in cults and religious movements. So I'm very familiar with Grant Cardone. And he's one of those make money fast shills. and a big-time Scientologist. So I happened to run across this post from Grant Cardone, who is crybabying because Elon Musk blocked him. Okay? Fine. Whatever. You know, you got blocked by Elon Musk, so Elon Musk is paying attention to you. So he's like, why would Elon Musk block me? Blah, 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 blah. So I responded, and you'll see the response of this guy who just completely put his foot in his mouth and never apologized that I saw. Certainly didn't delete his post. So you'll see what I say and what somebody who doesn't even know me said, judged, done solely because of my profile picture. So I said, maybe because you promote a cult. Okay? As you can see, it's a decently popular comment, got 47 likes. But here's this gentleman, and again, oh, he changed his profile picture. Since I screenshotted it, at the time he originally posted this, he had Tom Woods in his profile picture, which made this comment even more delicious. And most of his, we had a ton of mutual friends, including the Mises Caucus. But it's funny that he changed Tom Woods from being in his profile picture. Anyway, let's just show, I'll get into some of the backstory, but I want to prove my point first. I don't know this guy. He saw my profile picture, and this is how he responded to me. And there's no way in the world that you cannot say that this is not an asshole-ish, dehumanizing post that shows there is a problem in the other direction. He said, oh no, you pissed off the pink hair people. I wonder what it, so he calls me an it. I'm all woman, baby. I wonder what it thinks its gender is. Well, dude, if you can't figure out I'm a woman, that sounds like a you problem, not a me problem. But, he's just being an ass. Surprised it's not wearing a mask in its profile pic. Talk about really missing the mark on that one, eh? From the look of its face, I think it opted in for too many COVID shots. I have gotten 0 COVID shots. He doesn't know me. 10 times cult over the crazy COVID cult any day of the week. What a miss. What an absolute miss. But he got all of that just from my profile pic. If he had even clicked on my profile for a second, he would have been disabused of all of that. So to think that people that are allegedly on, quote unquote, our side of the aisle are not misbehaving and are not bullying people and are not saying terrible things. I'm not even of the COVID cult or the gender ideology cult, and merely based upon my picture, I was treated that way. I cannot imagine the dehumanizing way I would have been treated if he was even remotely correct about me. And didn't even have the integrity to go, oops, I rushed to judgment. Just ignored it, even though he got blasted in the comments. People were like, ha! Very apparent you have no idea who you're talking to. And then I posted a bunch of pictures of me with Tom Woods, me with Dave Smith, the links to my shows with Tom Woods, the links to my shows with Dave Smith, the picture of me at the mask protests with the plague doctor mask on saying, report your neighbors, dial 1-800, I'm a Nazi. Didn't even have the grace to apologize and go, oops, I made a rash judgment. So Marcus, you are wrong. It goes both ways, but neither should be banned. But don't pretend like it's all baskets of puppies on our side, because it is not. And I love you, man, but you got this one wrong. You should be just as opposed to dampening the free speech rights of people you disagree with. In fact, those are the people you should be standing up for the most. Free speech is not for speech you agree with. It's you show your commitment to free speech when you stand up for speech you don't agree with, and then you counter it with more speech. All right, I kept this show relatively short. That is it for this one, but we are going to do a history show immediately after this. I'm going to schedule it immediately after this. If you hang out about 5 minutes, it will come on next. I appreciate and love you all, and thank you. See you in about 5.
Gotta take what you're given, that's how we live it. Don't be mad at the system, it's simply how we've existed. I hear a lot of people talking like they politicians and choose to be an accountant because it's safe in a business, not because they wanna